The Angels, with the slowest bullpen in the universe, again, are late to get out in right field, but their offense not so slow. In the top of the first, they put 4 runs up as Jarren Duran will lead it off. Then Devers and Abreu in the Herb Chambers batting order. Jose Soriano, right-hander with a big arm, throws, and Duran, who's hot, takes a strike on the outside corner. Herb Chambers, Genesis of Auburn, brings us the batting order in this inning. Well, the Red Sox, when they score first, are 18-9. A 1 is a chopper toward third. It is a slowly hit ball. Newman takes his time, and it's an infield hit for Duran. What in the world is Kevin Newman doing? I mean, Duran, one of the fastest base runners in the world, and he sort of casually came in on that thing. Hello, Newman, an infield hit.
Yeah, it jammed him, and that's awkward for a third baseman when he's playing over towards shortstop and you're working towards the third base bag to make that backhand, knowing there's a fast runner. Yeah, he's just got to get to that a little quicker.
Boy, could they use an answer here, the offense. Duran a big lead over at first. Devers, 12 homers, 53 driven in. The pitch is swung on and missed. Curveball and a nasty one from Soriano. So they're good when they score first. Unfortunately, when the opponent scores first, the Red Sox are 11-25. And not only did the Angels score first, they put 4 on the board. 0-1 to Raffy. The pitch is a check swing. He held up on a splitter. This guy's got really good stuff. 26 years old, from the Dominican. 4-5 with a 3.41 ERA. It's his third big league season. Pitching very well of late. 1-1. Devers takes a ball outside.
Yeah, very good two-seam sinking fastball. Downward action. Leads all of baseball with a 66% ground ball rate. That's high. Very high.
Duran a little bit of a bigger lead over at first now. 2-1 to Devers. They play him to pull and deep on the infield. Pitch is outside. More patience from Raffy. It is so important that he keeps doing that, Will. And it's important that people like Abreu and others behind him pick him up. 3-1 hitters count here. Raffy looking ready to pounce. The pitch is way outside, ball 4. That is beautiful stuff from Devers. Not trying to do too much. So 2 on, nobody out. And here comes Abreu.
But one of the hardest things to do, you go down 4 in the first, you come out and you're like, man, we have to answer. And sometimes that makes you over-aggressive, especially the young guys in this lineup. But you just have to wait it out. This guy has good stuff. Make him throw you something over the plate.
Red Sox have just about the worst numbers of any team on the mound in the first inning, trying to get it going offensively. Abreu takes a ball down and in, a sinker. And it's 1-0. And for all the meetings, all the game planning, Will, that's really hard to wrap your head around.
It is. And when you're looking at this guy who's on the mound, good sinker. So his curveball is going to be important into these 6 lefties that are in the lineup.
1-0 to Williard. 13 homers, 29 driven in. The pitch is down and in. Sinker, and it's 2-0.
So the tough spot for Soriano with all these lefties in the lineup. These lefties setting their sights over the plate, trying to drive that two-seamer off the monster.
Williard is 0 for his last 9 and 8 for his last 55. They need a jolt from him right here. 2-0. Pitch is a strike. He looked like he was probably taking all the way because that was center cut. 97. But it's 2-1.
I think that shows how uncomfortable he is at the plate right now because he took that right down the middle.
Sox in desperate need of an answer right here. 2-1. The pitch is a looper into center field. That's a hit. Duran's going to come to third. He will score. Adele will throw to third. It's an RBI hit for Abreu. It takes a spark to start a fire, and the Red Sox put one up. It's 4-1.
Well, that's 3 sparks in a row. You love to see that. He got that fastball middle 2-0. He took it. Then get this one actually in off of his hands. A sinker that runs in on the lefty Abreu, and he drives it into center for the RBI.
So here now, Carlos Narvaez, the cleanup hitter. Still nobody out. 2-1. The pitch is way up and in. A curveball. Soriano shaky to start this one. The Red Sox have the lowest OPS of any team in baseball out of the cleanup spot. And that, of course, is after and including the injury to Tristan Casas. 1-0. Pitch is a really good one. That's the really snapping curveball. On the corner, it's 1-1.
Yeah, Soriano, little old school look. Obviously, he throws hard, but east and west with that sinker curveball combination splitting the plate.
1-1. To Carlos Narvaez, 282 with 5 homers. The pitch, swing and a miss. That was nasty. Good slider, playing off that curveball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, the fastball, this Red Sox team has been really aggressive with the fastballs in the zone so far. That's why you see him going away from that. You're starting to see more spin.
Red Sox gave up 4 in the first, 1 in already with nobody out, and 2 on. 1-2 to Narvaez. Here's the pitch, and he lines one into right field. That's a base hit. Devers will be held at third. That's the beautiful inside-out swing for Narvaez. Throw comes all the way home. Of course, the Sox were hoping from that in the 10th inning, but they'll take it here in the first, and they're loaded up for who else but Marcelo Meyer.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd get a mound visit after that. Well, there, Barry Enright, there he is. Never mind. He heard me.
Barry Enright was right in the middle of a shouting match before the game. Jose David Flores and Ramon Vasquez were talking to Tyler Anderson, who accused them of stealing and sharing his pitches, and that did not sit well with the Red Sox coaching staff. Barry then bolted out of the dugout and started yelling at the coaches for talking to one of his players.
Little PSA. If a guy's tipping pitches and you relay it, it's absolutely legal, and you can do it too. That's part of the game.
No question.
Why do you think Kinley always box guys over to third on purpose? Because he doesn't know how to, he doesn't hide his grip well, and guys can pick it out of his glove.
Saw it with Nick Pivetta here and a couple weeks ago in San Diego. And now what a spot this is for Marcelo. A few days off. And a chance with the bases loaded. A run in, nobody out. Beautiful Fenway day. 4-1 Angels. Meyer trying to change that. Here's the pitch, and he takes in the dirt. Really good stop there by Ohapi. Curveball, and it's 1-0.
You know, and Marcelo has not played the last 2 days. There were a couple tough lefty matchups for him, and that's why he didn't get the start. But here with the righty on the mound, get him back in that lineup.
1-0. Pitch is fouled off. He was ready to hit their sinker. Good one. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and look, the left-handed batter approach against Soriano, you cannot try to pull this guy. If he hangs you a breaking ball, great. That's where you get the head out on, but you have to look for that sinker out over and think left center.
1-1. Pitch is high. Really good take. Fastball just above the zone. 2-1. Marcelo started his first 8 games here and then took 2 off. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Soriano throws, and Marcelo swings and misses at a big curveball, and it is 2-2.
Still amazing how hard guys throw in today's game. 87-mile-per-hour curveball. Remember when curveballs used to be 76?
I do.
Oh, goodness. You're like, oh, hard slider? Nope, curveball.
Most of them still are. 2-2. Marcelo takes a ball. Splitter. All right, Will, so you got the bases loaded. Rookie at the plate. Will he challenge him here?
His bread and butter is his sinker. He wants a ground ball. He wants to get a double play, but I don't know how much he trusts it right now.
3-2, bases loaded for Marcelo. The pitch is way outside. Ball 4. He walked him. A 3-2 curveball, which is just ridiculous. It gifts the Red Sox a run, and it's 4-2.
That's it. He doesn't trust his fastball. It's been so good to him. It has seen some hard contact this year, but it also gets a lot of ground balls, but he is elevating it and yanking it off the plate.
It is not only the Red Sox who shy away from fastballs in obvious counts. Now Abraham Toro. 2 runs in, bases loaded, no outs. The pitch is on the ground into left field. That's a base hit. Abreu scores. They will hold Narvaez at third. He was ready for the heater. Perfect swing the other way. How about this first inning? The Red Sox have 3 runs in, nobody out, and the base is still loaded.
I love the fight, right? Alex Cora challenged these guys with his post-game comments last night. And I know they don't sit in the clubhouse or not in the press room. They don't hear it, but they see the clips and they find out what was said. You have to answer. Coming out with that, giving up a 4 spot, that hurts, but you got to punch back.
Here is Cedon, who swings and misses at a big fastball, 99 miles an hour. And it's 0-1.
How about Cedon over the last 7 games? 7-game hit streak, hitting about 450. 3 homers, 2 in the last 2 games, 2 big ones.
The Red Sox third grand slam right here. 0-1. Bases loaded, no out. The pitch He swings and misses. Now he chased that one. That was
99.
nasty.
And you can see the movement there. From our view from the booth, it starts middle and then it runs right to the chalk line under the hands of the right-handed batter.
Well, this is a spot, no matter what, you got to take the lead. I mean, you're trailing by a run, nobody out, bases loaded. 0-2 to Cedon. Pitch. Swing and a miss. That can't happen. I mean, that's really good from Soriano, but still, he needed contact in that spot. You don't get it, and now it's up to David Hamilton.
Yeah, you'll almost take the ground ball, give up 2 outs just to tie the game, right? And Soriano did a really good job of not giving him an aggressive hitter in Rafaela anything to drive.
So here now, what a spot for David Hamilton. 1 out now, bases loaded. The pitch is way outside, fastball. Narvaez at third, not much speed there. Meyer runs okay at second, and Toro medium speed at first. A lot of speed in the batter's box. David Hamilton, 1-0. Here's the pitch, and David takes a ball, curveball. I mean, for all the hand-wringing about errors and base running and managerial fired, it's so often in this sport, Will, is about the starting pitcher. And neither Giolito nor Soriano sharp so far. 2-0 pitch is line to the left field. That's going to get down. That is extra bases for Hamilton. Narvaez scores behind him. Meyer, it's a 2-run double for Dave Hamilton. The Sox have scored 5, and they lead it 5-4.
This is such a stupid game. It makes no sense. You give up a 4-piece McNugget in the top of the first, and you're thinking, here we go. Another ugly one. We're at the scratch and claw our way back. 9 runs total scored so far, and there's only been 4 outs made in this game.
Stupid and fun today.
Well, I'm glad the second part caught up.
Right. All right, here's Christian Campbell. What a spot for him. He's got to put the ball in play. Infield back to concede another run. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. 99-mile-an-hour sinker, and it's 0-1. I know they've had to lean on Trevor Story, get him going. Marcelo's been up. They got to play David Hamilton more. He's been so good. The 0-1. Campbell takes a ball inside, and it is 1-1. Campbell is now 13 for his last 97. That's a month. And not a good one. The 1-1 is outside. Good take. Good balanced look at that slider, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, and this is a tough matchup because he does not handle the ball into him very well because of his setup. He's on the plate. He dives over towards the plate at times before he swings. He's got to get something out over the plate.
2-1 to Campbell. The pitch is called a ball, curveball low, and it is 3-1.
Well, this is the point, too, as a young hitter. 3-1 count. You think, okay, I'm going to hunt one pitch, and I'm going to sell out for it.
So often he's gotten sinkers in these spots. The 3-1 is exactly that. A comebacker back to the mound, and the base running mistake by the Red Sox, but they get away with it. Hamilton could have been thrown out at second, but Soriano gets the out at first base, and that's just more of the same for Campbell. 2 down.
Well, we'll say it was a good decision at third base not to run there because it is a contact play, but if you read it back to the pitcher, you do need to stop. Hamilton sees that quick enough to scurry back. The pitcher doesn't like throwing to second base. We see that across baseball.
Yeah, and Hammy's so athletic he can overcome it. All right, here's Duran trying to really deliver a haymaker, a curveball at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. I mean, there's just been way too much of that lately for Campbell. Hitters counts, sinkers in, and
getting
weak
beat.
contact.
Getting beat. You can't get beat in your counts.
0-1. Second and third, 5 runs in. The pitch, curveball, a little high. Where are you kidding? I mean, watch the replay of this pitch. That is the most center cut curveball you can ever throw.
So who is that back there? Rackley?
Yeah, Dave Rackley blinked.
He buckled.
It's 1-1 to Duran. Pitch is way outside. That's a sinker. What a big call that is. I mean, instead of 0-2, now it's 2-1.
Totally swings the at bat, but let's make it hurt right here.
Jaron, an infield hit to start this 5-run bottom of the first inning. 5-4 Red Sox. The 2-1 is outside. Are you kidding? I mean, that's a curveball that's on the corner. This is This is almost malpractice from Rackley.
Oh,
He is not seeing the curveball, and it's 3-1.
Soriano kick his dog on the way in? What's going on?
Man, those are two really bad misses. 3-1 pitch is on the ground up the middle. The shortstop Neto to his right gloves and throws to first in time, and the inning is over. It's crazy to say you're disappointed when you score 5, and you're not. The Red Sox get 5 in, and after an inning, they lead 5-4.